Oh, shit. That wasn't meant to come up. Okay, there we go. Yes. Good to sleep too. Good. Oh, okay. Fucking hell, it was only the beginning. You don't want to go to sleep yet. Speaking of which, okay, we're in the prince's house and we're in his bedchamber. George wakes up in a shock. Oh! Blackadder! Blackadder! Edmund enters. Your Highness. What time is it? 3 o'clock in the afternoon, Your Highness. Oh, thank God for that. I thought I'd overslept. I trust you had a pleasant evening, sir. Well, no, actually, the most extraordinary thing happened. Last night, I was having a bit of a snack at the Naughty Hellfire Club, and some fellow said that I had the wit and sophistication of a donkey. Oh, an absurd suggestion, sir. You're right, it is absurd. Unless, of course, it was a particularly stupid donkey. You see, if only I'd thought of saying that. Well, it is so often the way, sir. Too late one thinks of what one should have said. Sir Thomas More, for instance, burned alive for refusing to recant his Catholicism. Must have been kicking himself as the flames licked higher. It never occurred to him to say, I recant my Catholicism. Well, you see, only the other day, Prime Minister Pitt called me an idle scrounger, and it wasn't until ages later that I thought how clever it would have been to have said, oh, bugger off, you old fart. I need to improve my mind, Blackadder. I want people to say, that George, why, he's as clever as a stick in a bucket of pig swill. And how do you suggest this miracle is to be achieved, Your Highness? Easy. I shall become best friends with the cleverest man in England, that renowned brainbox, Dr. Samuel Johnson. He asked me to patron his new book, and I intend to accept. Would this be the long-awaited dictionary, sir? Oh, who cares about the title, as long as there's plenty of juicy murders in it. Oh, I hear it's a masterpiece. No, sir, it is not. It's the most pointless book since How to Learn French was translated into French. They move into the living area. You haven't got anything personal against Johnson, have you, Blackadder? Good Lord, sir, not at all. In fact, I'd never heard of him until you mentioned him just now. But you do think he's a genius? No, sir, I do not. Unless, of course, the definition of genius in his ridiculous dictionary is a fat dullard of a wobble-bottom, a pompous ass with sweaty dew-flaps. Oh, close shave there, then. Lucky you warned me. I was about to embrace the unholy hearse of the royal bosom. I'm delighted to have been instrumental of keeping your bosom free of ices, sir. Bravo! Don't want to waste my valuable time with wobble-bottoms. Fetch some tea, will you, Blackadder? Certainly, sir. Oh, and make it 2 cups, will you? That splendid brain box Dr. Johnson is coming round. We go to the quarters of Blackadder and Baldric downstairs. Something wrong, Mr. B? Oh, something's always wrong, Balders. He dumps all the bottles and glasses from the drinks tray he's carrying into a barrel where they all break. The fact I'm not a millionaire aristocrat with the sexual capacity of a rutting rhino is a constant niggle. But today, something's even wronger. That globious fraud Dr. Johnson is coming to tea. I thought he was the cleverest man in England. Baldric, I'd bump into cleverer people at a lodge meeting of the Guild of Village Idiots. That's not what you said when you sent him your navel. Novel, Baldric, not navel. I sent him my novel. Well, novel or navel, it sounds a bit like a bag of grapefruits to me. The phrase, Baldric, is a case of sour grapes. And yes, it bloody well is. I mean, he might at least have written back, but nothing. Not even a dear Gertrude Perkins, thank you for your book. Get stuffed, Samuel Johnson. Gertrude Perkins? Yes, I gave myself a female pseudonym. Everybody's doing it these days. Mrs. Ratcliffe, Jane Austen. What, Jane Austen's a man? Of course, a huge Yorkshireman with a beard like a rhododendron bush. Oh, quite a small one then. Well, compared to Dorothy Wordsworth's, certainly. James Boswell is the only real woman writing at the moment, and that's just because she wants to get inside Johnson's breeches. Perhaps your book really isn't any good. Oh, codswallop! It's taken me 7 years, and it's perfect. Edmund, A Butler's Tale. A giant roller coaster of a novel in 400 sizzling chapters. A searing indictment of domestic servitude in the 18th century, with some hot gypsies thrown in. My magnum opus, Baldric. Everybody has one novel in them, and this is mine. And this is mine. Takes a small piece of paper from his trousers. My magnificent octopus. This is your novel, Baldric. He unfolds it. Yeah, I can't stand long books. Once upon a time, there was a lovely little sausage called Baldric, and it lived happily ever after. It's semi-autobiographical. And it's completely, utterly awful. Dr. Johnson will probably love it. A bell rings. Ding, 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 ding. Oh, speaking of devil, well, I better go and make the great doctor comfortable. Let's see how damn smart Dr. Fatty Know-It-All really is. Oh, and prepare a fire for the prince, will you, Baldric? What shall I use? Oh, any old rubbish will do. Paper's quite good. Here, he crumples up Baldric's novel. Try this for starters. He throws it at Baldric. Okay. We go into back into Prince's house. There's a knock at the door. Enter Dr. Johnson, Your Highness. Ah, Dr. Johnson, damn cold day. Indeed it is, sir, but a very fine one, for I celebrated last night the encyclopedic implementation of my premeditated orchestration of demonic Anglo-Saxon. Nope, didn't catch any of that. Well, I simply observe, sir, that I'm felicitous, since during the course of the penultimate solar sojourn, I terminated my uninterred categoricism of the vocabulary of our post-Norman tongue. Well, I don't know what you're talking about. It sounds damn saucy, you lucky thing. I know some fairly liberal-minded girls, but I've never penultimated any of them in a solar sojourn, or for that matter, been given any Norman tongue. I believe, sir, that the doctor is trying to tell you that he is happy because he has finished his book. It has apparently taken him 10 years. Yes, well, I'm a slow reader myself. Johnson places 2 manuscripts on the table, but picks up the top one. Here it is, sir, the very cornerstone of English scholarship. This book, sir, contains every word in our beloved language. Every single one, sir? Every single one, sir. Oh, well, in that case, sir, I hope you will not object if I also offer the doctor my most enthusiastic contrafurbilarities. What? Contrafurbilarities, sir. It is a common word down our way. Damn! He starts writing it in the book. Oh, I'm sorry, sir. I'm anaspeptic, parasmotic, even compunctious to have caused you such precombobulation. What? What are you on about, Blackadder? This is all beginning to sound a bit like Dago talk to me. I'm sorry, sir. I merely wish to congratulate the doctor on not having left out a single word. Shall I fetch the tea, Your Highness? Yes. Hey, get that damn fire up here, will you? Certainly, sir. I shall return interphrastically. He exits, and Johnson writes more into the dictionary. So, Dr. Johnson, sit ye down. Now, this book of yours, tell me what's it all about. It's a book about the English language, sir. I see. And the hero's name is what? There is no hero, sir. No hero? Well, lucky I reminded you. Better put one in pronto. Call him George. George is a good name for a hero. Now, what about heroines? There is no heroine, sir, unless it is our mother tongue. Ah, the mother's the heroine. Nice twist. How far have we got then? Old Mother Tongue is in love with George the hero. Now, what about the murders? Mother Tongue doesn't get murdered, does she? No, she doesn't. No one gets murdered or married or in a tricky situation over a pound note. Well, now, look, Dr. Johnson, I may be as thick as a whale omelette, but even I know a book's got to have a plot. Not this one, sir. It is a book that tells you what English words mean. I know what English words mean. I speak English. You must be a bit of a thicko. Johnson stands. Perhaps you would rather not be a patron of my book, if you can see no value in it whatsoever, sir. George also stands. Well, perhaps so, sir, as it sounds to me as if being a patron of this complete cowpat of a book would set the seal once and for all on my reputation as an utter turnip head. Well, it is a reputation well deserved, sir. Farewell. He goes to leave. Leaving already, Doctor, as Edmund enters. Not staying for your Not staying for your that's a hard word. Not staying for your pendigestery interludical? No, sir. Show me out. Certainly, sir. Anything I could do to facilitate your velocitous extrapolarism. Fucking hell. Extramuralization. There we go. You will regret this doubtly, sir. Not only have you impunctuated, turns to Edmund and makes a boyish noise, my dictionary, you've also lost the chance to act as patron to the only book in the world that is even better. Oh, and what is that, sir? Dictionary 2, The Return of the Killer Dictionary? No, sir. It is Edmund, A Butler's Tale. Edmund drops his tray. By Gertrude Perkins, a huge roller coaster of a novel crammed with sizzling gypsies. Had you supported it, sir, it would have made you and me and Gertrude millionaires. Edmund shocked. Millionaires? But it was not to be, sir. I fare you well. I shall not return. Excuse me, sir. He follows Johnson out of the room. Dr. Johnson, a word, I beg you. A word with you, sir, can mean 7 million syllables. You might start now and not be finished by bedtime. Oh, blast my eyes. In my fury I have left my dictionary with your foolish master. Go fetch it, will you? Sir, the prince is young and foolish, and has a peanut for a brain. Give me just a few minutes, and I will deliver both the book and his patronage. Oh, will you, sir? I very much doubt it. A servant who is an influence for good is like a dog who speaks. Very rare. I think I can change his mind. Well, I doubt it, sir. A man who can change a prince's mind is like a dog who speaks. Norwegian. Even rarer. I shall be at Mrs. Miggin's literary saloon in 20 minutes. Bring the book there. He exits. Blackadder enters back into the prince's room. A fire is now blazing in the fireplace. Your Highness, may I offer you my congratulations? Well, thanks, Blackadder. That pompous baboon won't be back in a hurry. Oh, on the contrary, sir. Dr. Johnson left in the highest of spirits. What? He is utterly thrilled at your promise to patronise his book. Patronise his book, rather. I told him to sod off, didn't I? Yes, sir, but that was a joke, surely. Was it? Certainly. And a brilliant one once more. Huh. Yes, I suppose it was, rather, wasn't it? Yes. So may I deliver your note of patronage to Dr. Johnson as promised? Well, of course, if that's what I promised, then that's what I must do, and I remember it promising it distinctly. Excellent. Nice fire, Baldric. Thank you, Mr. B. Right, let's get the book. Now, Baldric, where's the manuscript? You mean the big papery thing tied up with string? Yes, Baldric, the manuscript belonging to Dr. Johnson. You mean the Beatty fellow in the black coat who just left? Yes, Baldric, Dr. Johnson. So you're asking where the big papery thing tied up with string belonging to the Beatty fellow in the black coat who just left is? Yes, Baldric, I am, and if you don't answer, then the booted bony thing with 5 toes at the end of my leg will soon connect sharply with the soft dangly collection of objects in your trousers. For the last time, Baldric, where is Dr. Johnson's manuscript? On the fire. On the what? The hot orangey thing under the stony mantelpiece. You burned the dictionary? Yep. You burned the life's work of England's most foremost man of letters? Well, you did say burn any old rubbish. Yes. Fine. Isn't it, huh? Isn't it going to be more difficult for me to patronise the book if we've burnt it? Yes, it is, sir. If you would excuse me a moment. Of course. Now that I've got my lovely fire, I'm as happy as a Frenchman who's invented a pair of self-removing trousers. Baldric, will you join me in the vestibule? They go into the vestibule. Blackadder grabs Baldric by the lapels. We are going to Mrs. Miggin's. We are going to find where Dr. Johnson keeps a copy of that dictionary, and then you are going to steal it. Me? Yes, you. Why me? Because you burnt it, Baldric. But then I'll go to hell forever for stealing. Baldric, believe me, eternity in the company of Beelzebub and all his hellish instruments of death will be a picnic compared to 5 minutes with me and this pencil, if we can't replace this dictionary. Okay. So we head into Mrs. Miggin's coffee shop now, the literary saloon, as it is this week on this episode. We have 3 poets sitting at a table. They are looking rather dramatically depressed. Just like that. Oh, love-born ecstasy, that is Mrs. Miggins, will thus bring me but 1 cup of the brown juicings of that naughty bean we call coffee, ere I die. Oh, so you have a do... So... I'll do that again. Oh, you do so have a way with words for you, Mr. Shelley. To hell with this fine talking coffee, woman. My consumption grows ever more acute, and Coatridge's drugs are wearing off. Oh, Mr. Byron, don't be such a big girl's blouse. We cut outside the shop where dogs are barking. Don't forget the pencil, Baldric. Oh, I certainly won't, sir. Edmund and Baldric enter the shop. Ah, good day to you, Mrs. Miggins. Oh! Cover your best hot water with brown grit in it, unless, of course, by some miracle your coffee shop has started selling coffee. Be quiet, sir. Can't you see we're dying? Don't you worry about my poets, Mr. Blackadder. They're not dead. They're just being intellectual. Mrs. Miggins, there's nothing intellectual about wandering around Italy in a big shirt trying to get laid. Why are they here, of all places? We are here, sir, to pay homage to the great Dr. Johnson, as sir should you. Oh, well, absolutely. I intend to. You wouldn't have to have a copy of his dictionary on, would you? So I can have some revising before he gets here. Johnson then enters. Friends, I have returned. Ah, hooray, hooray. So, sir, how was the prince? The prince was, and is, an utter fool, and his household filled with cretinous servants. He sees then Edmund, and he does a double take. Everyone laughs. Good afternoon, sir. And you are the worst of them, sir. After all your boasting, have you my dictionary and my patronage? Not quite. The prince begs just a few more hours to get to grips with it. Bah, 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 bah. However, I was wondering if a lowly servant such as I might be permitted to glance at a copy. Copy? 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 There is no copy, sir. No copy. No, sir. Making a copy is like fitting wheels to a tomato. Time-consuming and completely unnecessary. But what if the book got lost? I should not lose the book, sir. And if any other man should, I would tear off his head with my bare hands and feed it to the cat. He breaks his coffee cup while squeezing it, in anger. Well, that's nice and clear. I, Lord Byron, unsheathing a sword now, would summon up 50 of my men, lay siege to the fellow's house, and do bloody murder on him. He points another one stands up and points a blade at Edmund. I would not rest until the criminal was hanging him by his hair, with an oriental disemboweling cutlass thrust up his ignoble behind. I hope you're listening to all this, Baldric. We cut back into the prince's house. The prince is peeling an apple. Sir, I have been unable to replace the dictionary. I am therefore leaving immediately for Nepal, where I intend to live as a goat. Why? Because if I stay here, Dr. Johnson's companions will have me brutally murdered, sir. Good God, Blackadder, that's terrible. Do you know any other butlers? And of course, when the people discover you have burnt Dr. Johnson's dictionary, they may go round saying, look, there's Vicar George. He's got a brain the size of a weasel's wedding tackle. Oh, in that case, something must be done. I have a cunning plan, sir. Hooray! Well, that's that then. I wouldn't get overexcited, sir. I have a horrid suspicion that Baldric's plan will be I have a horrid suspicion that Baldric's plan will be the stupidest thing we've heard since Lord Nelson's famous signal at the Battle of the Nile. England knows Lady Hamilton's a virgin. Poke my eyes out and cut off my arm if I'm wrong. Great, let's hear it then. It's brilliant, right? You take the string, that's still not completely burnt. You scrape off the soot, and you shove the pages in again. Which pages? Well, not the same ones, of course. Yes, I think I'm on the point of spotting the flaw in this plan. But do go on. Which pages are they? Well, this is the brilliant bit. You write some new ones. Some new ones. You mean rewrite the dictionary. I sit down tonight and rewrite the dictionary that took Dr. Johnson 10 years. Yep. Baldric, that is by far and away, and without a shadow of a doubt, the worst and most contemptible plan in the history of the universe. On the other hand, I hear the sound of disemboweling cutlasses being sharpened, and it's the only plan we've got. So if you excuse me, gentlemen, perhaps you'd like me to lend a hand, Blackadder. I'm not as stupid as I look. I am as stupid as I look, sir, but if I can help, I will. Well, it's very kind of both of you, but I fear your services might be as useful as a barber shop on the steps of the guillotine. Oh, come on, Blackadder, give us a try. Very well, sir, as you wish. Let's start at the beginning, shall we? First, A. How would you define A? A. Oh, I love this. Quizzes. Hang on, it's coming. Oh, crikey. Yes, I've got it. What? Well, it doesn't really mean anything, does it? Good. So we're well on our way then. A. Impersonal pronoun. Doesn't really mean anything. Next, A-B. Well, it's a buzzing thing, isn't it? A buzzing thing. Baldric, I mean something that starts with A-B. Honey? Honey starts with a B. He's right, you know, Blackadder. Honey does start with a B, and a flower too. Yes, look, this isn't getting anywhere. And besides, I've left out aardvark. Oh, well, don't say we didn't give it a try. No, Your Highness, it was a brave start, but I fear I must proceed on my own. Now, Baldric, go to the kitchen and make me something quick and simple to eat, would you? 2 slices of bread with something in between. What, like Gerald Lord's sandwich had the other day? Yes, a few round of Gerald's. Okay, sometimes later, it's in the night time. Edmund is sitting at his desk writing the dictionary. Candles flicker. George and Baldric come in. How goes it, Blackadder? Not all that well, sir. Well, let's have a look. medium-sized insectivore with protruding nasal implement. Doesn't sound much like a bee to me. It's an aardvark! Can't you see that, Your Highness? It's a bloody aardvark! Oh dear, still on aardvark, are we? Yes, I'm afraid we are. And if I ever meet an aardvark, I'm going to step on its damn protruding nasal implement until it couldn't suck up an insect if its life depended on it. Got a bit stuck, have you? I'm sorry, sir, it's been 5 hours later, and I've got every word in the English language except A and aardvark still to do, and I'm not very happy with my definition of either of them. Well, don't panic, Blackadder, because I have some rather good news. Oh, what? Well, we didn't take no for an answer, and have in fact been working all night. I've done B. Really? And how have you got on? Well, I had a bit of trouble with belching, but I think I got it sorted out at the end. Oh no! There I go again! You've been working on that joke for some time, haven't you, sir? Well, yes, I have, as a matter of fact, yes. Since you started. Basically. So, in fact, you haven't done any work at all. Not as such, no. Great! Baldrick, what have you done? I've done C and D. Right, let's have it then. Right. Big blue wobbly thing that mermaids live in. What's that? C. Yes, tiny misunderstanding. Still, my hopes weren't high. Now, what about D? I'm quite pleased with dog. Yes, and your definition of dog is? Not a cat. Excellent, 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 Your Highness. May I have a word? Certainly. As you know, sir, it's always been my intention to stay with you until you had a strapping son, and I one likewise to take over the burdens of my duties. That's right, Blackadder, and I thank you for it. But I'm afraid, sir, that there has been a change of plan. I am off to the kitchen to hack my head off with a big knife. Oh, come on, Blackadder, it's only a book. Let's just damn the fellow's eyes, strip the breeches from his backside, and warm his heels to Putney Bridge. Hurrah! Sir, these are not the days of Alfred the Great. You can't just lop off someone's head and blame it on the Vikings. Can't I, by God? No. Oh, well, all right, well, let's just get on with it. I mean, boy, oh my brains, it's only a dictionary. No one's used to eat 10 raw pigs for breakfast. Good Lord. I mean, we're British, aren't we? He exits. You're not, you're German. Oh, Baldrick, get me some coffee, Baldrick. If I fall asleep before Monday, we're doomed. Monday morning. Mr. Blackadder, time to wake up. What time is it? Monday morning. Monday morning? Oh my God, I've overslept. Where's the quill? Where's the parchment? I don't know. Maybe Dr. Johnson's got some with him. What? He's outside. Oh no! Johnson enters. Are you ill, sir? No, you can't have it. I know I said Monday, but I want Baldrick to read it, which unfortunately will mean teaching him to read, which will take about 10 years, but time well spent, I think, because it's such a very good dictionary. I don't think so. Oh, God, we've been burgled. What? I think it's an awful dictionary, full of feasible definitions and ridiculous verbiage. I've come to ask you to chuck the damn thing in the fire. Are you sure? I've never been so sure of anything in my life, sir. I love you, Dr. Johnson, and I want to have your babies. They embrace. Edwin notices a woman standing behind him. Standing behind Johnson. Oh, sorry, excuse me, Dr. Johnson, but my Auntie Marjorie has arrived. He looks at Baldrick, who now has a dog's head. Baldrick, who gave you permission to turn into an Alsatian? Oh, God, wait, it's a dream, isn't it? Everyone starts dancing. It's a bloody dream. Dr. Johnson doesn't want us to burn his dictionary at all. He falls back asleep. Monday morning, take 2. Mr. Blackadder, time to wake up. What time is it? Monday morning. Monday morning? Oh my God, I've overslept. Where's the quill? Where's the parchment? I don't know. Maybe Dr. Johnson's got some with him. What? He's outside. Now, hang on. If we go on like this, you're going to turn into an Alsatian again. Johnson and the other poets bang noisily at the door. Bang, 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 bang. Oh my God, quick, Baldrick, we've got to escape. Sir, bring out the dictionary at once. Bring it out, sir, or by my passion I shall kill everyone by giving them syphilis. Bring it out, sir, and also an opium plants, if you may have any around. Bring it out, sir, or we shall break down the door. Edwin opens the door. Good morning, Dr. Johnson, Lord Byron. Where is my dictionary? And what dictionary would this be? The one that has taken 18 hours of every day for the last 10 years. My mother died. I hardly noticed. My father cut off his head and fried it in garlic in the hope of attracting my attention. I scarcely looked up from my work. My wife brought armies of lovers to the house who worked in droves so that she might bring up a huge family of bastards. I cannot, and I'm to presume that my elaborate bluff... I am to presume that my elaborate bluff has not worked. Dictionary! Right. Well, the truth is, Doctor... Now, don't get cross. Don't overreact. The truth is, we burnt it. Then you die. All of the poets raise their swords, but Prince George then comes out of his room carrying the dictionary. Morning, everyone. You know, this dictionary really is a cracking good read. It's an absolutely splendid job. My dictionary. But you said you burnt it. I think it's a splendid book, and I would look forward to patronising it enormously. Oh, well, thank you, sir. Thank you. Well, I think I'm man enough to sacrifice the pleasure of killing to maintain the general good humour. There'll be no murder today, gentlemen. Oh, shame. But prepare to Mrs. Biggins. I shall join you there later for a rest day you will never forget. Hey! Everyone exits. The poets exit, that is. So, tell me, sir, what words particularly interested you? Oh, nothing. Anything, really, you know. Ah, I see you've underlined a few. He takes the dictionary and starts reading some. Bloomers, bottom, burp. He turns a page. Fart, fiddle, fornicate. Well, sir, I hope you're not using the first English dictionary to look up rude words. I wouldn't be too hopeful. That's what all the others will be used for. Sir, can I look up turnip? Turnip isn't a rude word, Baldric. It is if you sit on one. Really, sir, we have more important business in hand. I refer, of course, to the works of the mysterious Gertrude Perkins. Mysterious? No more, sir. It is time for the truth. I can at last reveal the identity of the great Gertrude Perkins. Sir, who is she? She, sir, is me, sir. I am Gertrude Perkins. Good Lord! And what's more, I can prove it. Bring out the manuscript, and I will show you that my signature corresponds exactly with that on the front. Why, I must have left it here when I left the dictionary. This is terribly exciting. Baldric, fetch my novel. Novel? Yes, the big papery thing tied up with string. What, like the thing we burnt? Exactly like the thing we burnt? So you're asking for the big papery thing tied up with string, exactly like the thing we burnt? Exactly. We burnt it. So we did. Thank you, Baldric. 7 years of my life up in smoke. Your Highness, would you excuse me a moment? By all means. Edmund exits. Then from outside we just hear, "Oh, God, no!" Then he re-enters casually. Thank you, sir. Burnt, you say? That's most inconvenient. A burned novel is like a burned dog. Oh, shut up! Sir, I have a novel. He gives Johnson a piece of paper. Once upon a time, there was a lovely little sausage called Sausage? Sausage? Oh, blast your eyes! Ah! He throws the paper down and exits. Oh, well, I didn't think it was that bad. Edmund looks inside the dictionary. I think you'll find he left sausage out of his dictionary, Baldric. Oh, and Aardvark. Oh, come on, Blackadder, it's not all that bad. Nothing a nice roaring fire can't solve. Baldric, do the honours, will you? Certainly, your Majesty. The Prince and Edmund exit. Baldric picks up the crumpled papers and throws them into the fire. Then he picks up the real dictionary and he throws that into the fire as well. And the credits roll on the burning of the dictionary.